plan today is to finish wrapping my greenhouse. It was originally one of those like Amazon greenhouses that you bought. It was a 20-footer. I bought it about 2 years ago. And during one of the winters, or one of the heavy storms, it didn't collapse in on me. I was going to throw it out, but then I was like, well, I could probably make this work. So I dismantled it, like every single screw and nut in it. And then I rebuilt it, but I rebuilt it using only the non-bent poles, and it actually came out together pretty well. Like, it was perfect. I ended up losing 5 feet of it. Pretty much, essentially, I took out the 5-foot part that caved in. So now instead of having a 20-foot greenhouse, it's a 15-foot, which is fine. It saved me a lot of money, so I didn't have to go out and buy another one. The green plastic that those come with, that was all ripped apart. And so what I did was what I refer to as Frankensteining it together. So I used some actual clear greenhouse plastic, and then I mixed it with the green plastic that it originally came with. It looked ugly. It was ugly as all hell. So I left it like that because even though it was ugly, it was working. But then a windstorm came, and I did not have this thing anchored down. Not at the time. And it nearly blew into the road. So it was like late one night, wind's crazy, it's getting dark, and my mom's in the kitchen. She looks out the window, she sees the thing just about to blow out, and she screams for me, and we both run out, we grab it, and we're fighting against the wind, and the thing's a parachute. Like, it just like took the wind. And so long story short, we ended up moving it to the backyard along the tree line near where the market garden is. And then that's way the wind isn't so just ravaging it, because we do get high winds here. We're pretty close to the mountains. So when the storms come, they come pretty hard. But that's not my only dilemma. I ended up zip tying it to cinder blocks, and I think that's gonna hold it down pretty fine. Like, I put cinder blocks around it, I set the frame on top of it, and then I zip tied it. And I'll show you that in a moment, and I'll show you what I mean. But I ripped off the green plastic, and I left the siding on it, the clear plastic siding, but I'm actually gonna take that off now, and I'm gonna rearrange some stuff. So I'm gonna show you a little video of what I'm actually going to do and how it's all gonna play out. So yeah, I think it will all work out fine. So just stay tuned, keep watching, and we'll just kind of work. I'm going in this a little blind, but we'll figure it out. It's gonna be fun. So as you can see in that quick video, I pretty much stripped everything down. I got everything out of it. So what you see now is just the frame sitting on the cinder blocks that they're zip tied to. So my next goal is I have some strapping, as you saw in the video. I'm going to do one more layer of strapping between pretty much where this little curve is. And then I'm going to try to reuse the side skirting that you saw me rip off, and I'm going to staple it a little bit higher because there was excess below, and I want to tighten that out as much as I can, and I'm going to strap it to the top, strap it to this one, and then I'm going to put another strapping down below on this here, and I'm going to just pull it as tight as I can. I got the staples, I got the hand stapler, I'm all ready to go for that. I have enough plastic to wrap it over, but I don't have enough to wrap the ends. And what I was thinking is, instead of wrapping the ends right now and framing them up, I'm just gonna store that away in the shed. And then I'm just gonna use this as an open-end high tunnel. I call it a high tunnel. It's not really that high. It's not even, I think it's 7.5 feet total. But as you see, I have the fabric bags that I removed from there too. I want to use those for tomatoes, and I think that this summer, before I wrap it fully as a working greenhouse, I want to just use it as a high tunnel, and I want to do some indeterminates, and I want to just try trellising them in a high tunnel. And I think this is more of just an experiment for myself to see if I can do it and see how well it works. And then before fall, before the cold comes, fall, I'll frame it all up and use it as I'm going to use it to overwinter some of the perennial plants that I keep in pots, and I'm going to use it obviously next spring as a propagation area, which is my initial goal. I need it to propagate, but I just thought, you know, I don't need it right now. I have two small standalone greenhouses that will fit everything else, and as you see, I used the extra green plastic. And I just covered them over, and I put the bricks down so the wind doesn't blow away, and they're doing fine. I even have plants now, my strawberries, my high bushes, they're in pots. I leave them out in the cold nights, and it's not even that cold. I have low 30s, but not freezing. So mid 30s then, I guess, at the coldest. But our days right now, it's gorgeous right now. I'm in a t-shirt. Tonight, I bet it's gonna be in the 50s. I'm not even too worried about it. So I think that would be cool. So fabric bags, tomatoes in them, trellis them to the top, and just use it and try it out. And you know, I've watched so many YouTube videos of guys doing it, and I'm like, you know what? I'll just try it in a small scale, see if I like it, and if I like it, and if it works for me, then I might actually invest in one later on. You know, so yeah. So what I'll do is I'm going to do the strapping like I said earlier, and I'm going to wrap it and I'll make sure that I have everything completed before I post this video. So for my strapping, this is 2 inch by inch, and what I want to do is, you can kind of tell that the structure itself is pretty warped, and the strapping that I got is as pretty straight and narrow as you can get strapping, but I think it'll work just fine. It'll all kind of come together. So what I have is, I just have self-tappers with the bolt heads. As you can see, they're just like self-tappers. These are 1 inch and 1/4. So I'm literally just gonna, so I'll do that, and then I have to, and then I hand saw. So I'll put this one on, I put the other one on, and then there's a little bit of an overhang in the back, but I have a handsaw and I just cut the excess off, and then I use the excess piece that I cut off to then screw the two pieces of strapping together. So I just finished up running the strapping on the bottom here, and I did exactly what I said. I used, as you can see, kind of where my finger's pointing, I used the excess cut off to hold those two boards in the middle, and then this will give it some stability, and it's a place so I can tack the side skirting down so it's not flapping in the wind. And then the excess will hang even below that, below the cinder blocks, and I'll put stone on that to hold it down. And she got into my screws. She's up from her nap. She was just taking a nap when I was doing this earlier. So, Ho-Ho, you don't want to watch Coco Melon no more? No? You want to come help Daddy? Yeah. Okay, you can help me. So I got the 2 lower strappings on, and then I just need to do the one at the curve, like I said. And what I did is, so the plastic that I have is a 10 by 25. This is a 15-foot length, so I'm gonna use the 10 to go over, but obviously that wouldn't cover the whole thing. So I measured down 5 feet from the peak on each side, and then I marked it a couple inches above the 5-foot mark. That way it will catch this hole, and then the side skirting will start here, and it will wrap all the way down to the bottom, and then that will cover the whole thing. So I gotta do one more on this side and one more on that side here, and then I can wrap it. Okay. So I think that's gonna work out pretty well. As you can see, kind of like what I did. So I'm gonna do it on the other side now. I'm not gonna film that. You guys already saw what I did. And then I will do a quick little snippet of me throwing the plastic over and doing the same on the top part. And then what I'm doing is I'm running the excess in the back, and then I'll just take a X-Acto knife and I'll cut the excess off. And then that should just dome it all and make it into a nice little high tunnel. All right, it is actually pretty warm in here already, even with these ends opened up. I think that it actually came out pretty well. So like I said, I'm gonna stick with my original plan. I'm gonna keep this part and then what's behind me open. There was a lot of excess hanging. There was enough, kind of like see behind me. There was enough I could have covered this whole back part. I'm gonna hold on to that extra plastic, and then I have some more extra plastic. I'm just hanging around. I'm gonna save that. I'm gonna save the screen doors, all the extra strapping and everything. I'm gonna tuck it away, and then come fall, I'll do another video of me putting the screen door and the face on this, and then covering the back part. But this summer, I'm gonna use it for tomatoes. I'm gonna trellis them up. I'm gonna use this as a mini high tunnel, and I'm gonna give it a shot. I think the tomatoes will love it in here. And I'll do videos on that. I'll do videos of tomatoes, of me trellising them, pruning them, stuff like that, and just seeing how that works out. And then if that is something that I want to go down, like an avenue I want to go down where I get into that more serious, I might just invest in a little bit of an actual high tunnel. But until then, I'm going to stick with this little greenhouse. I love it. I'm so glad that I got to reuse it, and I got to kind of recycle it in some sense. And I was this close to throwing it out. I almost was like, I'm done with it. I was pissy, blah, blah, blah. But no, I'm so glad right now that I kept it. I'm glad that this all worked out, that the plastic all worked out and everything. So yeah, just follow me for more. I've got so many projects I'm doing, and I want to video them all. And I hope you guys stick with me, and I hope you subscribe. Please subscribe. I only got one subscriber right now. It's my mom. Come on, people, help me out just a little bit. But like I said, it's not a how-to channel. It's just like a channel of what I'm doing. And if you do learn something from me, whether it's like to not do it, like if you watch one of my videos, like I'm not gonna do it the way this guy's doing it, it's not gonna hurt my feelings. It really isn't. Because that's why I'm doing it. I'm just doing these things and I don't have a clue. So just follow me. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.